Ever get that travel bug? You know that feeling, that itch to just pack a bag and explore, but then you look at your bank account and it's like, not so fast.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But what if I told you it doesn't have to be a constant battle between your wanderlust and your wallet?
Oh, I'm listening.
Because today we're diving deep into, get this, how to travel on a budget from Investopedia.
Okay, color me intrigued.
We're talking serious strategies here, not just the usual look for cheap flights advice.
Because we all know how effective that is.
Right, like we need the insider secrets.
Exactly.
So are you ready to unlock some budget travel hacks?
Born ready. Let's see this.
Okay, first up, timing is everything.
Oh, I'm sensing a book in advance lecture coming on.
Well, yes, but with a twist.
Sure.
The guide says using tools like Google Flights Price Tracker.
Oh yeah, those price trackers are a game changer.
Right. Being flexible with your dates can sometimes, get this, save you up to 20% on airfare.
Wow, 20%. That's not chump change. That's like an extra night or two in a fancy hostel.
Okay, or like a whole week in a regular hostel, depending on where you're going.
Touche.
Which brings me to my next point. Location, location, location.
All right, so where in the world should we be booking those flights to?
Well, according to the guide, some destinations are naturally easier on the wallet. Southeast Asia, South America, parts of Eastern Europe.
Okay, those are all high on my list.
Right. These places are known for being budget-friendly without skimping on culture, amazing food, the whole shebang.
Music to my ears. So we're talking stunning beaches, delicious food, vibrant cultures, and all without breaking the bank. Sign me up.
Exactly. But before we get too carried away booking those flights, the guide emphasizes something super important.
Oh, let me guess. Travel insurance. Always forget that one.
Important, but not quite. It's about setting a realistic budget from the get-go. And I mean a realistic budget.
Okay, so factor in everything.
Mm.
Flights, accommodation, food, activities, even those souvenirs you swear you won't buy but always do.
Especially the souvenirs. And those sneaky ATM fees, Visa costs.
Oh, and let's not forget about spontaneous gelato breaks.
Yes. Gotta have that gelato fund. But seriously, having a clear budget keeps those post-trip credit card bills from giving you nightmares.
Preach, nothing ruins that post-travel glow like a mountain of debt.
For real. And speaking of keeping things budget-friendly,
Hit me with those money-saving tips. I'm ready.
let's talk accommodation. Because, let's face it, after a long day of exploring, you need a comfy crash pad.
Absolutely. But comfy doesn't have to mean expensive.
The guide actually starts with a surprising suggestion. Hostels.
Hostels. See, now you're talking my language. Those were my go-to in my backpacking days.
Really? What do you think? Are they making a comeback?
Big time. They're not just for backpackers anymore. You've got boutique hostels, eco-hostels. Some even have swimming pools.
Okay, I'm picturing like a dingy room with bunk beds, but now I'm intrigued.
Oh, it's come a long way. But even the more basic ones, it's all about the social vibe, meeting people from all over the world.
And let's be real, saving some serious cash while you're at it.
Exactly. Although, they do mention, if sharing a dorm room isn't your thing, hostels often have private rooms too.
Oh, good to know. Though I guess you lose some of that social aspect then.
You do, but sometimes you just need your own space, you know.
Totally. Speaking of which, the guide also suggests checking out guest houses.
Guest houses, yeah. Those are a great option, often family-run, little more local flavor.
And often with breakfast included, which, as a self-proclaimed breakfast enthusiast,
You're all about that free breakfast buffet, aren't you?
who isn't, saves you money and you get to try some local specialties.
Okay, I'm with you there.
Now, for those who want a more, shall we say, homey experience,
We're talking Airbnb, right?
bingo.
Yeah.
But here's a pro tip straight from the guide. Instead of booking an entire apartment, consider renting just a room.
Smart. You still get that local experience, often with a host who can give you the inside scoop on the best places to eat, things to see.
Like having your own personal tour guide. And let's be honest, it's way easier on the wallet.
Speaking of wallets, they even mention couch surfing. Have you ever tried that?
I've been tempted, I have to say, but I don't know, sleeping on a stranger's couch, I'm not sure I'm that adventurous.
It's definitely not for everyone,
Hmm.
but the guide stresses, if you do consider it, thoroughly research potential hosts.
Safety first, always. But on a lighter note, let's talk about another essential part of the travel experience. Food.
Ah, yes, because adventures are always better on a full stomach.
Right. And the guide is all about savoring those local flavors without blowing your budget.
Hit me with those foodie tips.
I'm curious, thinking about budget now, is there a place you've always wanted to go but thought, no way, too expensive?
Oh, for sure. I mean, who hasn't, right?
But what if it wasn't out of reach? What if you could actually make it happen?
That's the beauty of thinking about budget travel, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
suddenly that dream trip, it's not so impossible anymore.
Right, like maybe that luxury hotel is out of the question, but hey, a cozy guest house, that has its own charm, right?
Totally. And think about it this way. You're more immersed in the local culture that way, too.
Exactly. It's about changing your perspective a bit instead of, oh, I have to eat at that fancy restaurant.
You stumble upon a little hole-in-the-wall place with the best local food you've ever tasted.
And probably at a fraction of the price. I'm remembering this one time I was backpacking through, I think it was Vietnam.
Oh, nice. I love Vietnam.
And I was so tempted to book this boat tour. Everyone was raving about it, looked incredible online, but it was so expensive. So I thought, what are the alternatives?
Love that you're thinking like a true budget traveler. So what did you do?
I ended up, get this, renting a scooter, super beat up, probably older than I am.
Sounds about right, haha.
And I just started driving along the coast. No real plan, just exploring.
See, that's what it's all about, right? Just embracing the unknown.
And I found this secluded little beach, completely empty, with the most incredible sunset I've ever seen.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And all because you decided to ditch the extensive tour.
Exactly. And you know what? That memory, that experience, it's priceless. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been open to, let's say, a less conventional path.
I think that's a great takeaway from this whole deep dive, actually.
Yes.
Budget travel. It's not about deprivation.
It's about liberation.
Exactly. It's about breaking free from the idea that travel has to be this expensive, luxurious thing, and realizing that often. The most rewarding experiences, they're the ones that are off the beaten path.
And maybe a little easier on the wallet. So, to all our listeners out there, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to dust off those passports.
Yes, start planning those dream trips.
And remember, the world is waiting to be explored.
Go get out there and experience it.
Affordably, of course. Happy travels, everyone.